The relationship between Gettysburg National Military Park and the Civil War Trust is a deep and abiding relationship. It's powerful, it's helpful. They're one of the best partners this park has. And not only at this park, in my last park assignment at Petersburg, Civil War Trust was an amazing partner that helped us preserve a lot of unprotected battlefield land. In terms of what's been protected here, in the last 16 years, the Civil War Trust has protected more than 850 acres of park land, or land within the boundary that were preserved for battlefield purposes. It's large parcels, small parcels. Anytime the park is in desperate straits or needs a friend, the Civil War Trust has always been there and ready to help. Fortunately, the friend in Civil War Trust to move in and protect, acquire lands that otherwise would be lost forever and then eventually added to the park. They've done this in so many different ways, from being able to acquire properties and literally on the same day turning them over to the park, or when it's outside the legislative authority of the park and we have to do a minor boundary adjustment, which is an administrative process and doesn't require legislation, the Civil War Trust has been willing to hold that property until. But they also do certain things that are administratively burdensome and time-consuming for the park. Case in point, when the Civil War Trust buys a house with a modern property on it, like in the instance of the Snyder properties, or the Weichert properties, or the Weimer properties, or several others are on the list, they are able to go in before they turn the property over to the federal government, the National Park Service, and remove those modern intrusions. If they were to donate those parcels to the Park Service before those modern intrusions were removed, we have to go through a very, very convoluted and difficult process to remove those modern intrusions. So in the small parcels, Civil War Trust is handy with moving quickly, getting the job done for us, and saving the taxpayer a lot of expense. There are a lot of successes that we can attribute to the Civil War Trust here at Gettysburg. Of course, the largest acquisition is the Daniel Lady Farm. That's just outside the park boundary. It's a large parcel. I think the very biggest success was helping the Conservation Fund acquire the Harmon property where the old country club used to lie. In all honesty, the park had struggled for over 20 years to acquire this parcel. And the Civil War Trust and the Conservation Fund were able to join forces and swoop in and buy the property. It came dearly to the Conservation Fund and the Civil War Trust. The 95 acres that we got cost our partners over $1.4 million. But that was basically site of some of the heaviest fighting on July 1, 1863. Then there are many other properties that the Civil War Trust has helped us acquire. The Josiah Benner Farm, which was a period house used as a hospital in great condition. Poverty had preserved it very nicely. And it had a failing spring house out front that was about ready to fall. Civil War Trust was able to move in, buy that property, lock, stock, and barrel. And then, even before we took possession, they granted us permission to come in and salvage this failing spring house. The advocacy piece is extremely important. The Civil War Trust has a huge reach and reaches the homes of a lot of very passionate and concerned people about what we do. In the instance of the removal of the cyclorama building, the park wanted to rehabilitate that landscape to its 1863 appearance, or as closely as possible. And with the help and the support of the Civil War Trust, that word was out. We got a lot of letters of support, which is always very helpful in terms of winning your case. They did the same with the casino issue, and they've done the same with several other issues that have been here in the past, that the park has had issues where the public needs to know what we're doing. With the amount of people that are coming here for the Sesquicentennial, we're relying on every resource we can to help communicate the story and provide interpretation. The battle apps that Civil War Trust has put together and narrated by Gary Adelman and others are just absolutely stunning, and we refer those to visitors if they have a smartphone. We're very grateful for the efforts and the membership of the Civil War Trust, who have supported this park's endeavors, and even in my last park assignment at Petersburg, the great work the Civil War Trust has provided in terms of battlefield preservation. Nobody else is as successful and doing as good a job as the Civil War Trust.